We live in a landscape that has been turned into a linescape. The hedges, ditches, dikes and dry stone walls all act as agents of connectivity for wildlife, whilst the roads, railway lines, canals and power lines act as barriers. I'm in Boundary Brook, and this linear feature in East Oxford's landscape is the perfect example of the complexity of our linescape. It's both a fantastic corridor for wildlife. We've seen various birds and insects flying down it already, but it's also a complete barrier for other forms of wildlife. In the last few years, I've rescued 3 hedgehogs, which would inevitably have died had I not been passing at the right time, because this is a barrier. Both a barrier and a corridor. And that is what we need to start understanding about our linescape. We need to work with the linescapes to reconnect the landscape for the benefit of both the wildlife that we share it with and our own good too. The habitat fragmentation these barriers cause is one of the greatest threats to Britain's wildlife. I began writing Linescapes very much as a black and white sort of book. There were going to be good lines, hedges, things like that, bad lines, like roads. But what I found throughout the journey was that there were hedges which lived up to none of their potential. And then discovering that some roads are absolutely amazing for wildlife. The verges of the main roads of this country have over 800 different species of flowering plants, making that their home, because they are safe from agriculture, safe from people. The A36 in Wiltshire, which has got dormice nesting in nest boxes all the way along this hideous dual carriageway, the boxes being tossed around by the articulated truck's turbulence, yet the dormice love it because it's an environment which is unpeopled. Linescapes is a story about our landscape. It's a story about the history of our landscape and about the natural history of our landscape. It's a story about how we have affected it with the lines we create across it. But it's also a hopeful story. It's a story which carries with it a manifesto, a vision for change, a vision for which we could have a far more connected, vibrant and thriving wildlife in our landscape.